Do dee do dee do dee
Again.
do dee do. I'm telling you, that little ditty, it gets stuck in my head. I don't know. Uh, Boys and girls, finally, we are at the end of the work week. Yes, and a very special. Yeah, I know. What a sigh of relief. The end of the work week. Look who has come on for a fine Friday evening to cap us off of the work week and get into the weekend. This is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid, and I'm going to throw a little extra word in there. My very special guest this evening, Amanda Fox. Thank you so much for spending the time with us, the fans, tonight.
Man, how the hell have you been?
It's been a minute, as the kids say. We've been, the world is topsy-turvy. Things have been happening. And then all of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, which brought a beautiful smile to my, well, maybe not so beautiful, it brought a big smile to my face. We heard from one Amanda Fox. And I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. We have to get her on the show. So we booked her ASAP. And again, thank you for coming on the show. What we do is pull the curtain a little bit and we just have fun. We sit down as friends. I don't write nothing down. I don't do any research. I'm a jackass.
I go with it, man.
Yes, I'm a jackass like that. And for the boys and girls that are doing interviews and stuff and podcasts, just PSA, don't do it that way. You don't. Just
You gotta do what you gotta do. I know why you said.
Yes. And in my description of every interview on the bottom, and it says as such, and I'm just a little bit of it. It says, "Is it dangerous? Absolutely. Do we have fun? Absolutely." And that's what we love to do on this show. So welcome. We don't have a certain runtime. The only formula we have on this show is fun. That's all we want out of this show today.
I feel like singing the SpongeBob song. You know.
Please, if you want to.
No, you can't make me do it, man.
Oh.
You don't know it.
But this is an open forum.
All right. Let me see if I can remember. And you got the F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime at all. Down here with Don Kincaid.
Yes, a little ad lib. Beautiful. Who the fuck knew we were gonna start off with her singing a little ditty like that?
Oh man, I'm sure their ears are hurting right now.
Oh man, what a fantastic start, Miss Amanda Fox. I know that I've been out of the game for a little bit, again for a minute, if you will. So for you to reach out of nowhere and really and your interest to come on and share some fun, maybe share a few stories, and let us fans, because this isn't my show. It does say Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid. It should say Stirring the Pot with everybody, because this is for the fans. This is not my show. And we get to bring on the talent and have some fun and get to learn about said talent. And so let's start off with the demographic, because we do have a little bit of distance between us, if I'm not mistaken. I'm out of the Connecticut area. Where are you from?
West Warwick, Rhode Island.
Oh, yeah, you have a little bit of distance.
A little bit. Well, soon it's going to be a lot of distance, because me and my boyfriend are talking about moving to Arkansas.
Oh, that's even a little bit more of a distance.
Yes, we'll be far distance.
Wow. You know what? It's kind of a weird spot to start, but I am going to start here. I do stalk your face page. I follow.
You too. That's why I reached out, man. You know what? Here's the thing. I reached out to you because my last match, you literally caught everything. Even what my family said before I wrestled, what my family said after. You caught every single moment of that match. And I'm sitting here like, man, we haven't caught up in a while. I need to talk to this guy.
Yes. Because that's what we do. We like to get those memories, and we speak of memories every single episode on this show. We love the memories we take with us from wrestling, may it be the fans or the talent, and we have that beautiful dance together. when we go home in the car, we're excited of what we just saw or what the talent has just been through in the match. In this case, and I wore this shirt specifically because it was at Battlefront Pro Wrestling in Ludlow, Massachusetts, at the Elks Lodge, and
I went to high school in Ludlow, so
I teared. I teared with what we witnessed with Amanda Fox because we watched her retire right in front of our eyes. And I was going to start in a different place, but now I'm going to start here because, again, I write nothing down and my brain just tweaks out.
Yeah, wing it. You can go back to what you were just about to go.
You know what?
You don't know me. I just go with it.
Let's keep that special moment for a little bit later. We're definitely gonna. That's the main focus around this interview. So I am gonna revert back to where I wanted to. You're moving a distance down the road, if you will, from Rhode Island to Arkansas. You did say. Now, I have been following your face page for as long as we've known each other, and there is a move, there is a change coming within Amanda Fox's life. And I wanted to,
2.5 weeks. Dude. And
so I really wanted to start
want to
there.
say it or if I want to, but you're the interviewer, man. What you got to say?
I want to say first off, congratulations on this thing that you're doing, a lifestyle change. It's totally, and I'm going to say very questionable because you're a female in a male-dominant industry, if you will.
Yes, I am. And you know me, though. Even in wrestling, how many females are there? But I never gave up. And when I started training, here you go, I'll give you a quick little take it back. When I first started training, there were 30 guys. And before I even came in, there was one girl that quit, but there was 30 guys. It was Ultimate Wrestling Dynasty. It was at Kevin Landry's school. Okay. Eric Morrison was the one that trained. There was 5 of us that were new. I was the only one to make it through to join 30 guys.
Wow.
And the 5 were all, or the 4, I should say, were all guys. It was just me. So they had to find girls to come in, and I did not give up. I don't plan to give up on
them. We were talking about yourself becoming a firefighter.
Yes. Yeah. I actually I need my EMT certification, which every firefighter and police officer need to. I start that on the 24th of this month. So what, 2.5 weeks? It's going to be tough. And the funny thing, you say that, and I know you stalk my Facebook page. I'm actually going to be doing a video blog, a vlog of the process from day one to the end, and then another vlog of when I get into the fire academy. And you never know, I might continue with more after that. Because there are people out there who question it. I questioned it. I wanted to be a police officer. But then my uncle was a firefighter. I know a couple of firefighters that were friends. And I'm like, you know what? They had a lot of teamwork. Mm-hmm. And yes, I do support police officers. Do not get me wrong. But you're sitting in a car alone all day. Maybe you have one other person. If you're a firefighter or an EMT, you have a squad. Mm-hmm. And just like wrestling, you have your family. And I want to go to work knowing that my family's there for me and I'm there for them. We protect each other.
Very well said, I must say. A very challenging venture, life change, if you will. And the reason why I bring that up at the beginning, because you did say you're going to Arkansas. Is this all part of the package? You becoming the EMT to firefighter? Is this why you're going to Arkansas?
Well, to be honest, we want to go to Arkansas for land. We want to have our own land, acres, just us, in our own house, whatever, farming. But it's more so I also thought of, what job am I going to be passionate about to where I can move anywhere that they're going to want something? You're always going to want a firefighter. You're always going to want a police officer. You're always going to want an EMT. So no matter what, where I move, I mean, I work at Applebee's now, but I can't transfer somewhere they may not need me.
Mhm.
But I, even with that said, though, I don't want to spend the rest of my life there. I want to build myself, and I hate to say it this way, I want to, when that time comes, I know I got a lot of time to go, but when that time comes, I'm on that deathbed. I want to be like, damn, I did it.
Mm.
I did a lot. And my mother will tell you, Mama Fox will tell
Mama
you,
Fox, we love Mama Fox.
Mama Fox will tell you two things: that she has never met somebody that's always so passionate about life, and I'm that person. And she has never met somebody that's so like wants to do it all. And that's what I want to do. I want to see it all. I want to do it all. I want to travel. That's my goal.
Nothing wrong with that at all. I've been a homebody for most of my life. Some of us are comfortable sticking around, but some of us are just so antsy, and we have to broaden those horizons and move. Just pick up, say F it, and go to a
Exactly.
different part. Yeah. And I just spoke of this on a couple interviews back. I used Dave Grohl as an instance when he became the drummer of Nirvana. He's on the East Coast. They gave him a call. They said, but you have to pack all your shit up and you have to move out into this house in Seattle. And this is the deal. Because and he did it. And son of a bitch, look at what Nirvana came out with.
Why
Uh,
not? Things
they
happen
changed.
for a reason.
Yeah.
We are put where we are meant to be.
Mhm.
So either way, I'm doing what I need to do.
Uh, Little house on the prairie kind of scenario. You're gonna have like 50 acres, kind of thing.
So man, we want to get our dirt bikes. We want to get everything. I need my little garden. I want like one of those A-frame log cabin looking type things.
Oh, now
Oh,
are we talking straight up like that, or a wraparound porch, or Amanda Fox? Give us some of your dream house insights. Give us some of that.
my
Out on
dream
the
house is
out on the
definitely
plains.
with a garage attached. So my boyfriend, he's out there playing Modern Warfare. Uh, so he can have his garage to fix our cars. He wants to flip, of course, because he's a automotive technician, and I'm learning off. We need a garage for all of our motorcycles and our cars, and I would really just like. I need a pool. That's my number one thing. Man, you have no idea how much I get on him about wanting a pool. I said I gotta remind myself how to swim up here. But no, we're gonna make a natural pool, not like an above ground. It's gonna be all natural. Um, of course, I want my garden, and I don't know what out of the top three it would be: the pool, the garden, or my kitchen. I love my kitchen. I need an island in the kitchen.
You know what? This is gonna sound odd. I like me a kitchen, but please don't don't try to help me. I don't know what it is. My brain says I got this. When I get into the kitchen and start cooking, my brain says, "Get away from me, everybody! I got this." And even if somebody just wants to help a little bit, don't touch me! Get away from me!
That's the same thing. I am literally the cook. I was teaching my stepson how to cook, but I'm sitting there like, man, this is my kitchen. Oh no, especially Thanksgiving. I did my first Thanksgiving last year, end of last year, whatever it was. Um, for 33 years, I have always gone to mom or somewhere for Thanksgiving. I've never had. So when it came time to cook, it took all day long, and I'm sitting here calling my mom like, next year we have to have Thanksgiving at your house because I can't do it no more. I was so tired, I barely ate and just passed out.
I have seen that at different family functions for the Thanksgiving and certain holidays when the person that has done the cooking throughout the day, They don't eat a lot at the table. They're looking around like, hey, this is cool, but I'm ready for a freaking nap.
Oh yeah.
Can we
Oh,
get
plus
this?
you're eating during the day, so you're
Yeah.
getting full already. And then you got wine. My mom gave me 2 bottles of wine. I'm like, Mom, thank you.
Uh, can we please move this along so you can get the hell out? I got shit to do.
I'm just happy we're catching up, man.
uh, yeah, no, family functions, they're a double-edged sword. You get to see the ones that you haven't seen in a while, but then, you might be bickering with some of them that you haven't seen in a while either. So it's a double-edged sword when you get together with family functions, but you wouldn't trade them for anything in the
No,
world.
my
Not,
family
not at
so
all.
close. So it's like now that all
Absolutely.
this with everything going on, everyone has been doing their own thing. I get it, but everyone just wants.
Absolutely. Because that's what we promote on this show. We like to gather our friends. We like to have fun. We like to share some love and just sit back and have good conversation. And that's all we do on this show.
We're already
Uh,
doing a great job.
oh, thank you. What we don't do, like we always lift up our talent. We always lift up our promotions that we speak of or new ones that we're learning about and such. We never bring down the talent. We don't talk negative. We don't talk shit. We don't bring politics. We don't bring religion. That musses everything up. So we always try to stay positive on Stirring the Pot. And your beautiful smile, even before we hit this record button, uh, this is the thing we love right here. So spending the time with our fine talent and getting to know them, I love every second of it. And I would never change it for anything in the world because I've talked about there's that barrier, that invisible barrier between wrestler and fan. And I know
Yes,
way back when the fans never crossed that barrier. But over time, with the evolution of wrestling, there's been more of that, with the relationships outside the
100%.
ring as such. Uh, so I've always been honored and privileged because even though that the evolution of wrestling with the evolution of wrestling fan has happened, and more of us get past that barrier, if you will. Still, there's only a select few of us, and I've always felt honored and privileged to be able to talk to all you guys and girls at the shows, post-show, pre-show, on the interviews, and that beautiful smile, son of a bitch. I love.
Hey, and that's another thing I will say. With you keep talking about the smile. Listen, you only have one life. This is your life. Why frown? You've got
Yes,
to constantly smile. And I'm
yes.
always smiling, even if I had a shit day. It is, I'm still going to smile at one point
Mhm.
because I'm not going to let that day get to me.
Now, very, very fine message. I'm going to spin it back to Mama Fox real quick. Just a really quick
Ah,
snippet.
she'll
Uh,
like this one.
I privately DM'd her. I slid in her
Oh, what
DMs.
you doing behind my back already?
I'm sorry.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
First off, I was a good boy, and I did not use any. I did not use any foul language. I was very courteous.
Oh, she
What
hears
I
me. Don't worry.
what I asked of her, I go, "Hi, Mama Fox. I don't know if you remember me or not, but we had some fun at Battlefront Pro Wrestling, and I am interviewing Amanda Fox today. That's your daughter. I don't know if you're aware, and she's coming on the show, and we're gonna have some fun. And I was
No.
curious. Uh,
Yay.
I know. I wish. I wish. I go. If we could have a surprise from Mama Fox, maybe a half hour deep or so, I think that would be absolutely fantabulous. She said she would love to. She loves my passion of bringing what I bring to the table, but she could not make it. So I was this close to getting Mama Fox as a surprise. Look at that. The smile went even bigger.
Well, yeah. Well, I know what's going on. That's why I'm like, what are you doing behind my back? It would have been awesome, but I understand what she's doing right now.
That's cool. But again, that's something else I like to do is slip in those little surprises because it's all part of wrestling. We love surprises in wrestling. Uh,
Gosh.
well, that's why I've never been a dirt sheet guy. I don't look out for the spoilers, if you will. I want to still be surprised when they walk through that curtain and down the ramp on TV. I don't want to know what's coming ahead of time. I want to be a wrestling fan and I want to be surprised. And that's where I'm going to drive to right here with yourself. Obviously, wrestling fan before you get into wrestling. Um, Currently, are you still watching the product, the WWE AEW? There's a lot of avenues out there.
To be honest, I keep up with it, but I haven't really watched it.
Mhm.
Like, sat down and watched the show. I have everything on my Facebook, so I keep up with like what's going on with certain events. But as for watching it, not really. When I was younger, oh man, the Attitude Era was my time. I loved it. I loved it so much. Had to have been Stone Cold was my all-time favorite. Every single Monday, I had to be. This was when I lived in Ludlow. I had to be in front of that TV on time, or else I would throw a fit.
I was probably, I'm going to say mid 90s, late 90s. I'm like working mid 20s at that time, and I was the same way. I would throw a shit fit. Everybody shut the F up. It's time. Because, because you were waiting. If you were at school, if I was at work, Monday Night Raw was just something to behold at that time. You were so excited to get to that TV, and 8 o'clock was coming right around the corner, and you just couldn't wait for that. Those were the times where we had these boxes, cable boxes. Do you remember cable boxes?
Oh man, I remember that.
There was a name on there called Jared. Most of them had like this Jared cable box on there, if you will. We had the scramblers, if you will, and I would set up one TV with my regular cable, and I would set up another TV with the scrambler, and I would watch Raw on one, and I would watch Nitro on the other, and we would have them some bitches set up in dually action every single Monday night. And let me tell you one thing, my wife hated it, absolutely hated it. But she had fun with us and started warming up to wrestling. So we beat her with wrestling until she gave in.
They always do. My boyfriend's not a fan, but sometimes I'll be watching stuff that I've wrestled before, and I catch watch. We have two TVs side by side, so that's how we know.
What a time. Great memories. See, that's what we talk about right here. Wrestling, may it be TV, may it be the indie shows, may it be a match you've been in. The memories that we take with us always last forever.
There's so many.
Now, obviously, Attitude Era was your go-to. Did you always keep WWF/WWE in your sights as you were growing up, getting into training, becoming a wrestler? Or did you kind of back off from wrestling and focused on what you were doing training-wise?
Can I be? I know I'm not asking you. I'm just saying I'm gonna be completely honest. Oh, that's how we are on the show. But I'm gonna be completely honest. When I was younger, I didn't know that you could do stuff like this in the area. So it was like, oh wow. Once I found out, quick backstory, how I found out about this. One of my friends, two of my friends actually, did it in the backyard. And they all were starting to go to Kevin Landry's school. And they told me about it, said, hey, come check out the show. You can just manage. I'm like, all right, cool, check it out. Something new to do in my life.
Yeah.
But once I found out, it was just like, okay, I want to do this. And as I kept training, kept progressing, going through all the indie promotion, I realized I didn't want to go to WWE because at the time I was training, I'm going to say it blank, it was all about tits. So I wanted to go out there and I didn't want to just show my body off. I didn't want to sit there and be a model. I wanted to wrestle. So my whole indie career was just keep going with it. And then I reached the age where it's like they're not going to accept you either way. So just keep doing what you're doing, keep building how you're building.
Mhm. Because as wrestling has evolved, that women's division, it used to be evening gown matches, bra and
Oh,
panty
yeah.
matches, and all of these crazy things that they interjected. Now, at the time, because of the raciness of what they were doing, it was kind of being accepted, not maybe not by all, but it was being more accepted to where now, if a bra and panties match, and I know there are a lot of wrestling fans that would be into it, but for me personally, if I were to go to an indie show next week, this weekend, we'll say tomorrow, and on the
Yeah.
card is a bra and panties match, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna probably smoke a cigarette. I'm just gonna hang
That's
out.
what I mean. I didn't want that stuff. I didn't want to do it. I'm not gonna sit there and get a. I'm not downing McMahon, but I'm not gonna get a boob job for McMahon just so I can be on TV. I want to prove myself and
Yeah.
wrestle.
I love the way the division, women's division specifically, has evolved over time, and I'm gonna ask you about that because where it was to where it is now, and I'm gonna give a little time progression, okay?
Go ahead.
Sable comes out for a bikini contest. She has handprints on her boobs. She comes out, and of course, she wins. Okay. Now we
Shocker.
get to we get to a time where the women are actually starting to wrestle. They're wearing a butterfly belt. Hated it. Hated every second of that damn belt, the Divas belt, if you will.
I'm so happy you said that. Me too.
And then we saw what happened later in time with the women's evolution. And my word, Amanda, look at Amanda Fox, right? When I said those two words, women's evolution, my skinny little arms just got filled with chills because it was such a great time for wrestling and women's wrestling as a nucleus, because you've always said that's a cool wrestler, that's a cool wrestler, but when you saw a woman wrestler, you would always say as a label, that's a cool women's wrestler. But now it's gotten to the point where everybody is a wrestler. And some might segregate that women's wrestler because there's women's division and women's championships, and I get that. But I consider Amanda Fox and Brian Cage. They're both decent wrestlers to me. I use both wrestlers together.
And with you saying that, do you remember the time when it was, the women's match is on, bathroom break?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted to watch it.
Mm-hmm. But that's what we speak of the evolution, and I just absolutely love where it started and to where it's at, because we're talking, they do all of these first evers now, Hell in a Cell or Money in the Bank. I mean, holy crap, the Money in the Bank was absolutely crazy. Ladder matches and cage matches and all of their specialty matches, and they're putting the women not only in these matches though, they're making them the main event.
Yes. And
Now,
here's a little fun fact for you that I was going to tell you no matter what. Sasha,
Mhm.
right before she went to WWE, I was supposed to wrestle as baby. Yeah, I was already booked that week. They begged, and I'm sitting here to this day. I wish I could have done it just to say it. She's a great worker. Great worker. I've always heard so much good things about her, but I wish I could have done it. And that's one thing I will regret on that.
At that time, she was going under her previous name, correctly?
Yeah.
And now, do you feel, if you were to look back at that spot in your career, right then and there, do you feel that if you got to work Sasha Banks before she went to the bigger platform, do you feel that it would have changed your career at all? Do you think more eyes would have been on maybe that said match at all, or?
To be honest, I would just put it as another match. And all of my matches, I always just want to have fun, do the best I could, and have the fans just be like, wow. I mean, I would have been like looking at TV and been like, damn, I actually wrestled her. That's where I would have been like, dang it.
Uh, when did you start in training? And because I'm kind of curious on the timeline, because I started seeing you at the Chop Shop too when they were running. That's where I first started seeing you perform. And then when I seen that you were going against, not only you were defending a championship there, which we're getting going to get into, but you were going against the Widow Belmont. I lost my absolute shit. If you want to, if we're being honest, because that's what we do, I lost my shit. I really did. Because like, holy crap, Amanda Fox against Widow Belmont? Are you kidding me? We get to see this right now. And I get to have it on film. That was amazing. So when did you start the training?
My training started a little out of high school, which was graduated in 2005. So I would say a year or two after that. I know I was wrestling for 13 years. That was 2 years.
Wow.
I'm trying to do the math in my head. I know. It's like quick math. I can't do it. Too many hits
So
to the head, concussions.
Well, unfortunately, I got two concussions. Oh my God, I wouldn't even be able to take one. I don't know how you guys can go. Because I got enough screws loose. We don't need to knock anymore.
You have no idea.
So I got it. I started watching you very latter into your career then.
Yeah, I believe about 2008 or 2009 is when I started coming down here to RWA.
Okay.
I want to say 2009, but I feel like it was 2000. So that's when I got introduced to them. That's right there. We just kept going.
Now you use this name, Amanda Fox, has this gimmick or character. Was that always the name and or character from when you very first started? Yes, I love those smiles when I ask this question. I love that reaction.
Oh, you're gonna make me do this, man.
Please, Miss Fox, tell us what was your first gimmick or character, if you will. Please tell us.
So it's always been racing. Oh man, you make me cry laughing. It's always been about racing, no matter what. Checker flag was always in from the start. As for the first name, it was, my name was Mustang because I had a thing for Mustang, but I still wanted to race. And I came out in still the bandana. The bandana was always on me. But I did the kind of a, football thing. And I always wore a dirt bike jersey or whatever shirt they call it, the ones that those guys wear, but they always had a fox on it. And I'm sitting here like coming out as Mustang, like, look at you. You don't even look like. So I talked to a couple of people and they kind of gave me ideas, but ultimately I was just like, I want to be a man Fox. And from this day, like, nobody knows me as my last. I don't put out my last name. Mm-hmm. I'm Amanda Fox. If it could be my license, I would be like, that'd be kind of cool.
What a grand story. We love those stories on this show.
Amy, why'd you go and have to do that to me?
Oh, wow. We are number one. Yes, we are number one.
Yes, that's exactly what I
did. So you correlated a horse and a fox and dirt bike riding all in one.
Ford Mustang. The Ford Mustang.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking at that time. I'm sure everybody in their life when they first started is like, what was I thinking?
The example I do use when I ask that question is, or did you do something fun? Like when Kane was the Christmas creature when he very first started. Do you remember that at all?
Vaguely.
Look that up. You'll pee yourself. It's hilarious.
Mustang, all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, is that on YouTube? Can we see that on YouTube? Mustang with a fox?
I haven't searched it. Don't make me get you.
Good.
No, I will say though, you talking about like different characters and everything. I was Amanda Fox for like all of it, but I will say, do you remember when RWA did AWR?
I can't say that
With
I.
alternate wrestling. I can't remember, but oh man, TP is gonna kill me. But everyone had alternate things, and I actually did the makeup, and I was like a Terminator.
Oh wow.
That's online. Me versus Dick Lane.
Oh.
And I will tell you right now, you would love that match.
You know what? Not only that, I'm gonna go download that sucker so I can have it for my very own.
No, that match is one of my favorites. I do have a bunch of favorites, but it's like that match for being not Amanda Fox.
Yeah.
They called me Fox Bot. I did my own face paint on my arm that looked like a mechanical arm, and then it was all down my face, and it was all done by myself, and it took hours. I'm like, you guys want me to do this now? Okay.
Showtime's at 5. Make sure you're there at 10 a.m. because you got to do your makeup.
I know. I was doing my makeup at my house like hours ahead of time because it took so long with the details. I did the shading, I did everything. There's actually a picture of me on Facebook that looks like that. So once you see the picture in general, I could probably send it to you if I find it. I actually know I have it on my phone. I'll send it to you. Once you see that, you're gonna know right off the bat. Oh man, I gotta watch the match.
Well, if it's Amanda Fox v. Dick Lane, we've talked about Mr. Lane. We've had Mr. Lane on the show. What a character, and you know, and I've always stated though, very gimmicky. Absolutely, that's his gig. That's what he does. You know. But take that shit and push it to the side, and put him in the ring and let him wrestle. My man can wrestle. You know.
Oh, yeah, we just pretty much had so much fun wrestling together every single time. As you know, there's always people that you're gonna love wrestling.
You got to work with a lot of the talent that I've had on the show, that we've seen out in the Rhode Island area, being under the Chop Shop 2 umbrella. Things have changed because of the vid, if you will. And yeah, well, see, we like to call it the King COVID. The King COVID. You say that? No, never mind.
Oh no, should we put a mask on the show? I mean,
we like to just lighten it up a little bit. But I don't know if you're aware though, because you have been out of the wrestling game, because of the vid and things going on. The Chop Shop 2 is no longer.
I know. I saw that, and I'm sitting there thinking. The day I saw that, I was like, "Wow, I did so much in there, and it was so much fun." I had my last match for RWA there with Delmy, and then I had we had that match there, and then we did another one. So 2 last matches for Watch This Fight.
Oh,
and Watch This Fight. Yep. Oh yeah. Or roles reversed. I can't remember which one we did first, but either way, it was so much fun. And we beat the crap out of each other.
So. Of course you did. Now she's named, boys and girls. She's named a few acronyms, call letters, if you will, of the promotions that she's been speaking of. RWA. Now let me. It's been a while. It's like been a good couple years. I've been to a couple shows.
Renegade Wrestling Alliance.
Yes, Renegade Wrestling Alliance. I went to one of their legacies a few years back. Holy shit. Wow. We're talking 2 days, 22 matches. You guys at the RWA putting on an amazing WrestleMania environment, if you will, for RWA. That thing was so jam-packed at the Chop Shop. Those legacies were just really, really crazy, off the wall. Love
one
that.
At the arena. That place was packed.
Yeah. Now, and then another one that she's mentioned is WTF, which is Watch This Fight, like she said, which again was under that Chop Shop 2 umbrella. Now, I'm not sure what's going on with RWA. RICW has kind of put a little something on the old face page that they're looking into the future. Also, Watch This Fight has also put a little something something on the old face page that they're looking into the future. So we're going to stalk their pages real close, like, and see where all, see where all of that goes. Hopefully, we can see our fine talent. And I know that some promotions are really just waiting until whatever we call normal is become, because we're just waiting for that. A lot of promotions are. They will not run until that happens, which I understand. That's fine. But on the intern, on the flip side, there are also many other promotions that are currently continuing to run or that stopped for a little bit and then brought it back. What are your thoughts? Because again, we haven't talked in quite some time, and there's been a lot of changes in the world. What are your thoughts about? And I know you don't watch a current product, but there's no fans, and I know you know that. We have this Thunderdome thing. It looks like a couple wrestlers standing in the middle of a fucking video game nowadays. It's very odd looking.
Oh man, that's what I was thinking. Like the old school game, just sitting there with fans in one pose.
Yeah, it's like a fucking 8-bit video game sitting at 7-Eleven putting in quarters and shit. So what's your thoughts on the current, the state of wrestling with some won't, some are, and the way it's just evolved and people have adapted. AEW, they've put in workers. Now they're actually putting in a few sprinkling fans into their arenas and certain shows.
I've noticed that. I mean, I've noticed like even on WWE's page with the new talent going in, Anthony Green, especially, like, I remember him when he reffed my match, and he was the skinny little boy, just so excited to go out there, and to see him now is like, wow. Just the evolution of everything going on. Like we were talking about the women's division, seeing how that went from bathroom breaks to, oh crap, I need to be in my seat right now, see this match, because it's the main event. But AEW, I haven't watched too much, I'll be honest. I do want to, I catch a few matches here and there, but I haven't really seen anything that's like bad. Anything that's making me like, oh, I'm glad I don't watch wrestling. Yeah. Even with like, I've noticed a lot of you know what I'm waiting for with you talking about what you call it, the Kincaid bid, whatever.
The King COVID.
The King COVID. All right, the King Rona. I'm waiting until, let's say, May-ish or spring to have people start doing the out.
Yeah.
Because, per law, can't be inside with this people. Instead of wasting all that room, have more people outside. And the thing is, I actually saw Izzy Star one day. He delivers knives. And we were talking about that. And I'm like, man, I feel bad for you guys. Like, I'll admit my body enjoys retirement. Do I miss it? Hell the fuck yeah, I do. I miss the fans. I miss you guys, like my friends, family. But they're all like, we gotta rest now. Like, let's just. But I'm waiting until about springish, and everyone's gonna have shows.
So to give a little bit of a timeline, they were doing such environments outside, not a lot, but like New Jersey, they've been going like right along. Something's freaky. In Florida, and the same token, there's been a lot of wrestling in both of those areas. Very, very fluent in the wrestling. If you will.
Weather. Look at what we're with. Snow. If I was in the snow, I'd throw a snowball at you. There's the match. I won.
Pre-winter, there were some promotions doing the outdoor events. Tessa Strength was one of them, right in Thomaston, Connecticut. I was so glad to go to a couple events to get that out of my system. It's been so long. And it's like right 5 minutes down the road, literally from my house. So that's been absolutely amazing. That's the only event ever that I've been only to just take a little scoot down the road and get to a wrestling event. Usually it's an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, 2 hours plus. This for me going down 5 minutes right down the road, absolutely a pleasure. I love that shit. But my point being,
Kevin Landry one.
That's about an hour for me.
Yeah. I used to live right near there. So I used to train in Hoyle, so I know where it is and all that. But I'm shocked. I haven't seen you. I know you post and all that stuff, but I'm shocked you haven't been there.
Well, I went very latter because I've loved wrestling since I was like 5, pretty much. But the independent scene itself, I didn't really jump into and grasp on until like 2016.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right. Well, I was already in the scene, and
yes. So that's why seeing you was very latter in your career, because I'm just a new guy around these parts still. I want to say even maybe possibly late 2015 I might have started. I'm not sure, but
You're just a guy
um,
with a shit ton of questions. That's what you are.
and it's crazy how it's evolved. What I've done from just being very quiet, very meek, taking some clips because I can read wrestling in the ring. And I know companies don't like people with their phones filming full matches because they want to utilize it for their channels and their product. And I totally get that. And I knew that walking in. So what I would do is I would whip up my camera real quick, my phone real quick, and take like maybe 20, 30 seconds worth. And I would clip that stuff because I can see what's about to happen. May I know exactly? Not all the times, but sometimes, yeah. And I know it's coming. And I'm like, yes, I got it. Perfect. And then I'll put it away. Yes, yes.
You
Sneaky,
may think
sneaky.
something's coming, and then whoop.
And I miss a bunch of stuff doing it that way as well, though, because you can't read everything. Um, and it's evolved into some of the companies allowing me to do full matches and putting it out there and to give them a little branding, marketing, if you will, because
Yeah,
I've been starting to
so
network.
much.
Yeah. And we've just been having a lot of fun. So the evolution, again, evolution of wrestling fans, and it's turned into something so precious to my life that I would never want it taken away from me. And I hope I never piss off enough people because I've pissed off referees over time. They kick me. They hit me with kendo sticks. They hit me with chairs.
Just around them.
Yeah, I got one who specifically just wants to choke slam me every time he sees me. He gives me these death threat kind of signs. I got one who just swears at me all the time. And that's just 3 referees, never mind the talent. So
It's like if you're a ref in WWE, are you really gonna kick the camera guy who's trying to get the footage? Hey, out of my way, so we're on air.
I have been speaking, and I know I'm wearing the Battlefront. Real quick story because I want to get into your retirement match because really I wanted that to be the focus, but it's turned into much more fun on the other side than I ever expected.
This is already so great. I'm loving this.
Now at Battlefront, I'll set the scene real quick. It was Yusef 13 and Necromancer. They're working their way around the ring. Now, in the interim, Johnny Cho, the cousin of one Dirtbag Dan, was sitting to my right. He said he wanted to sit in the chair where I was sitting, and I didn't find it, okay, whatever. I moved chairs. We switched. Son of a bitch, here I am. And I'm doing my thing. And the crowd is going, fight forever. And now, because I can't clap, we're doing this. Fight forever, da, 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 fight for. And in the middle of the second one, here comes Dirtbag Dan doing a tope suicida through the ropes, but turns into a spinning wheel kick. What happens is the sea of wrestlers being one Yusef 13 and one Necromancer, they split. So who's left to take the brunt of a tope suicida transitioned into a wheel kick from one air dirt? The dirtologist himself, my forehead. That's what happens. So it goes like this: fight forever, da 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 da. Fight for. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! While my phone is laying on the ground.
You already got your training done. You got to get in the ring now. Be the cameraman on Kincaid.
So the point of of that story is, I love telling it. First off, I could tell that all day, every day.
That's awesome.
Boys and girls, whoever says wrestling is fake, when you talk about wrestling to somebody, go, that shit is fake. My balls. Bullshit. I am witness, and not that I had to get kicked in the fucking head by Dirtbag Dan to know this, but my balls. These men and women, they work their asses off to get their bodies, get their minds trained for doing such physicality, presenting such characters. And I'm built like a candle. I would never get in that ring. You guys and girls are absolutely crazy. There's a little screw loose in every one of you. But there's also from my from myself and for the fans. I'll speak for the fans. We thank you and we respect for what you do in that ring, and that's why I like to give the talent that respect because I would never do that.
Oh man, I know so many people when I told them, like, oh, that stuff's just fake. I'm like, do you want to feel the crack in my forehead? Do you want to trade bodies? Do you want to feel my knee? Like, everything. Don't tell me that.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to get into. You brought up
Here we go. Yeah, I know. Here we go.
Now, Battlefront is building up an event, and they announced Amanda Fox versus the Widow Belmont. And like I said, pre-event, obviously, because they're going to announce this so they can get that buzz going. I lose my shit at home, and when we get to the arena, the venue, we lose our absolute shit again because here comes Amanda Fox. She's the center ring the current at that time, center ring's women's champion. And she was wearing that belt loud and proud, beautiful smile coming out to the adulation of the crowd. The crowd absolutely loves Amanda Fox. Let me just say that right off the ripper. And before we get into the story, though, and the match, have you always been the happy-go-lucky fan favorite, the baby face, or have you been a heel and gotten a little dirty and a little gritty?
How about you ask Hakuna Matata, and she'll know. Nakoma, Alicia.
Nakoma, yes.
That's her because the fans absolutely hated me in her feud. But I would always come out singing Hakuna Matata, and needless to say, that was the intro right there. Oh yes. I surprised her one day, and she even messaged me like, "Man." I said, "Don't make me sing Hakuna Matata again." No, I've always more so. I will say, 80%. It was the fan favorite. Everybody loved it. But then there was that little time where I was like, I feel a little bad.
Doing both, is it fun to mix it up a little bit?
It is. It's really fun because you can do what you want, say what you want, different, instead of just saying like, yeah, I'm here to kick this guy's ass, Don Kincaid's ass. I'm here to kick his ass today, and you guys love it. No, but then it's like you turn it around and be like, oh, Mr. Kincaid just sits there in his chair, doesn't do a damn thing all day, and he wants to get in the ring with me? Let him try.
Yes, a fine performance right here on Turn the
promo game, but you know.
Promo's fun for Amanda Fox, or an anxiety-filled pain in the balls, in the ass.
First time, I used to be super shy. Like, I was always happy-go-lucky. But in the beginning of wrestling, you could not get me on a mic to save your life. But then all of a sudden, I did it one day, and it was short, sweet. I was like, okay, it wasn't that bad. But now, it's like, man, give me the mic. I'll get out there and get the crowd going. I got some people to talk to.
I kind of get yelled at by the GM of Test of Strength, Alex Rojas. He yells at me to stop cutting promos because I just keep going with the lip.
The fans love it, so why not?
Out of nowhere, too. It's absolutely hilarious. There'll be something going on, and out of nowhere, you'll just hear Alex yell. He'll be like, Kincaid, stop cutting promos. Shut up.
All of a sudden, you come out with teeth on your mouth. Do it.
Let's get back to Battlefront and your retirement match. Now, Amanda Fox comes out. She's a current Center Women's champion, and her opponent is one Widow Belmont, and I haven't seen her again in a minute. It's been a while since I personally have seen Widow Belmont come out and get into that ring. One of my questions that I've been wanting to ask you since you've reached out and we connected, was this a request, Widow Belmont? Was this a request from Amanda Fox? Because we didn't know at the time, but now it's become your retirement match. Was this a request under Amanda Fox to get Widow Belmont, or was this per company to get her in they thought it would be something special?
I have always had great matches with them. Like, I do have favorite people that I work with, and I thought to myself, who do I want to retire? And I still remember the time at House Brick where they're like, oh, you guys are up. We didn't even say anything that was going on. Poof, had the best match of the night. And I said, you know what? I messaged Necromancer and said, get me Belmont. I want her in the ring to finish first day.
And now, I never really seen you in Battlefront because you were from that Rhode Island area, and I know that's where I saw you under the Chop Shop umbrella.
Yeah.
But why Battlefront? That kind of threw me for a loop because I thought that was more of your home base, if you will, if you had a home base. Why Battlefront? You're the women's champion for Center Ring. You're in a different company. Obviously, you only had that one match to gain that championship. Why Battlefront?
I wrestled. Oh man, that's one of those moments. Been too many concussions. Rosalie. Twice before that at Battlefront.
Oh yes, that's correct. Yes.
Match. I wrestled her once. Actually, I think it was a different match, but me and her and someone else. I think Paula. I can't remember. I just remember there was like a couple times. But I won the belt off her, and I thought to myself, where do I want to end it? Where do I want to, say I retired and I'm happy with it? And I thought, why not do it in my hometown? Why not do it where I grew up? Why not, try and win that belt and say I retired, which I did as women's champion, and say I did it for my family, because everybody was like, even family I had so long father's side, but just to see that and their reaction, and of course I know they were crying too, but to see that, it was like I did it for them.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see them. I didn't want them to travel to see my last.
And I think that was probably the best idea you would have, because seeing your family there, and I didn't know any of them at all, never met any part of your family before. That's very evident.
You called them Amanda Fox fans when you were interviewing the Fog Man. I almost called him the Fox Man, but then you found out it was Papa Fox, Uncle Fox, and Grandma Fox.
Yes, and I was like, are you shitting me? I got family Fox right here. So I go, you kind of see what I do. I run around like a jackass, and I do my thing with it. With the phone. I go, can I do something with you guys? And they were like, absolutely. So we got family Fox on camera pre-event. They were looking so forward to it that you could just see that the love that they have for their Amanda that was ready to get in that ring for her retirement. They were very, very, I don't know. There's probably like 17,000 words that they were, or feelings, emotions. But one of them specifically was very proud that I saw out of their expressions. And I love calling Mama Fox, Mama Fox. I don't know what it is about it. I just love saying those two words together.
Yeah, I made her that shirt one year for her birthday.
Again, another infectious smile right there Mama Fox has. And they were so enjoyable with that little promo that we did, that little interview, if we will. So you guys have your match. Now I want to could you please take us fans, and I don't want to make you cry at all, and I don't want you to make us cry, but I I would love to get the insight of a wrestler who feels that it's time on their terms. I think being the key words there, on their own terms, instead of being 60 or 70 and trying to continue to
Yeah,
do what they're doing.
an injury.
Yes. Um, Now, could you please take us through Amanda Fox's, and it doesn't have to be a very detailed from when you wake up to the night, when you go to bed, but could you give us some of your emotions and some of the things throughout the day leading up to this match?
Oh, oh, I remember that. It was I had to go to work. I woke up that morning and I'm like, I gotta be out in time because Saturdays are super crazy at my job. And managers were helping me. I found out Belmont might not be able to make it, so I'm sitting there trying to. Yeah, I was on the phone with so many people. My managers were trying to help me. Everyone was trying to help me, but it was like it was more so the car ride there. I didn't cry. It was just like, wow, this is your last car. This is the last time you're gonna get in that ring. Then I get there. I go say hi to everyone. Still, it was the same thing. This is the last time. I mean, you're still gonna see friends, but wrestling. This is the last time you're in that ring. And we had our moments in the back where we hugged and all that before the, and it was just, that's where it was, can't cry, can't let it out now. Just walk out that curtain. You're not going to have that fire. But walking out that curtain, I literally will say that was the most, I had passion for it. I still have, but walking out that curtain last time, like, I gave it literally everything I had to pull off coming out that, and nothing went wrong. We had so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And, we didn't really talk much. It was just, let's go out there, have fun. I didn't get mad about anything. But as soon as that bell, as soon as that bell rang, I just sat there. They gave me the belt. It was it. I just crumpled over about everything that I was holding in, everything that, like, I've holding in for the whole tour, retirement tour. I know I cried on a few matches at the end, but that bell ring, always, I always hear that bell. But even my mom, there's a picture, I think, or a fog of me holding my family. Once they gave that asshole in the corner, as soon as I told, yeah, I know what you know what I'm talking about. Fans might not know, but they and even my boyfriend always says it's a joke. And then when he kept saying, "Who are you? Who are you?" I just looked at him and said, "Who am I? I'm Amanda fucking Fox." And right there, it was just it. And as soon as I turned and saw everyone walk out the curtain, I just lost. And that's why my mom, she tried to run in the ring as quickly as she could to get to me because she knew that was it for me. Like, I couldn't hold anything back. I'm shocked I even got out some words on the mic. I was trying so hard, but the car ride home was like a mixed feeling. It was wow, it's over. I can let my body heal. I can not wake up every morning feeling like, oh, the aches and the pains. But then I'm still thinking, wow, the last time you're gonna take a long car ride home. after a show. I have this feeling. So I sat there, I cranked up some Motley Crue and Def Leppard, and just had fun on my way home, enjoying singing at the top of my lungs, cried a smidgen, but I just said, you know what? If this is your last one, don't be sad. Have fun, just like you did it last. And that's my day.
I thank you so much for sharing that with us, the fans. I'm sorry it got you a little emotional. I'm figuring
It always does. And you know what? Here's a quick thing. When you recorded that speech, it shows up in my time, and every year I watch it. I love watching, but when I watch that speech that you recorded, I'm bawling my eyes out. My boyfriend will even look at me. What's up, Sniffles? And I'm like, I'm watching my last match.
When we're at the events and we see these things happen, when one of the talents takes a mic for a very specific person, I love to be in the forefront. I don't want to be in anybody's vision. So, I want to be kneeling down and stuff because I want everybody else to take it in as well. But I love to get this stuff on film, and it's never to pry. It's always to capture the moments, like you're saying. And I know Facebook, when it cycles those memories, some of them we don't want to see, but there's a lot of them that we do want to see. And every time that thing pops up, Amanda, I do the same exact thing. I hit play. I watch the promos with Family Fox. I watch the promo with yourself, Mama Fox and Fogman. I see the pictures. I look at the match. I see the post match, the post match speech. When you tell this guy, who the fuck am I? I'm Amanda fucking Fox. Shut the fuck up. And I'm like, yeah.
I thought to myself, what are they going to do? Fire me? I'm already retiring.
So as a fan, and I know it's my footage, but as a fan, I'm always watching all of that because it's, again, one of those memories that I'll never forget. And Facebook and the footage doesn't let us. And I'm so glad that when it does come around, you don't mind hitting play and looking back a little bit. You may get a little emotional, and you're already telling yourself, I'm going to cry by the end of this damn thing. Why do I even watch
that
it?
movie? When you watch The Notebook or something stupid like that, you know you're going to cry.
But I'm so glad that I was able to be there filming this, because I know there's a couple guys that do some filming and stuff. But again, I wanted to make sure I'm like at the forefront for some of this stuff. And Foggy, he's a great guy, and there's other guys that were there filming stuff. But I just love seeing that footage, man. Some of my favorite stuff.
Oh, I always, anytime. Sometimes I'll scroll back on my Facebook page just to see it and be like, wow. I sometimes watch the clips. I know you didn't get the whole match. It was clipped, but when Belmont gave me her finisher, just seeing my face, I was like, you know what? I watch it over and over and over.
I wasn't able, and I've lost a lot of footage. I don't even know if I still have that. I've lost a lot of footage on the cards by either being corrupted or just in general losing them because I'm a fucking idiot. But I have lost so much footage, but I'm going to look through some of my stuff and see if I did not tape that whole thing, because I'd really love to relive the whole match like that and maybe re-put it out. So I'm going to kind of
go on my Facebook. I don't know where it is. You might have to go a ways back, but you tagged me and Belmont. And you had, because you said thought you got the whole match, but it was in clip. But it is the whole match. But it's definitely on my page.
Oh, good. Another
so
reason.
Go on there and take it.
Yeah, another reason to go and stalk Miss Fox's
page.
You
little stalker. Yeah. I feel like you're the creepy guy who's just looking like, okay.
That is me, but not tonight.
Not you talk to me, so.
Now, when the match is over, the bell rings. You absolutely break down a bit. Mama Fox gets in there. She has a bouquet ready for for Amanda Fox. And it was one of those kick-ass wrestling history moments to where people just swarmed inside that ring and to give you some love. And it was just so effing cool to see those kind of moments in indie wrestling. It's not like we have to see all of those kind of moments on our TV or whatever. We get to really, excuse me, be forefront right there and part of that environment. Watching Family Fox and right there with you, your peers getting in there. And I gotta say, Amanda, unless there was like a couple bikers in there who just don't cry on the reg, you had most of that damn venue crying. I mean, for real. Because
That's what I'm hearing a lot of. Everyone,
yeah,
there was my mom, everyone, like friends who were just in the audience were like, there was not a dry eye in that audience.
not at all. I'm getting a knock at the DK Wasteland at the Stirring the Pot door. Hello? Oh, yeah, in a bit. Okay.
Housekeeping? Housekeeping? I come in?
How's
Clean.
I clean. No, please, I'll make it. Don't do that. No, usually when I get a knock at my door, it's my 8-year-old nephew, and he hides around the corner. But there, it's not very surprising. But anywho, let's so the wet faces that were at the show, we loved it though. Those were tears of joy. Those were tears of sadness mixed together, because we were sending you off in your wrestling career. Now, do you just kind of take a gander at your gear or just look up matches of yourself, just to kind of relive some of these moments every so often?
My gear is in my bag, still in my closet. Have not touched it since. I tried to search for a knee pad or a knee brace one time, but just looking through it all, I'm like, nah, you're gonna stay in here. Let me tell you something. Don't open a gear bag after a long time.
Uh,
So just leave it closed, bury it, do what you gotta do. Like the dead mouse is dead. But watching my matches, I definitely do. I always, like I said, we got two TVs side by side, and so many times I'm just like, he's watching his stuff. I have my headphones on all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna watch some of my wrestling. So sure enough, I sit there and watch some matches. I'm like, oh, I want to watch this match. I haven't seen it in a while. And then it'll turn into another and another and another. And he's like, how many matches you watching?
um, During this match with Belmont, and because we're not in the ring, obviously performing, you two are. Now, while you're in the ring doing this match, is there any funny little anecdotes that happen? Maybe you're saying to each other, because I know sometimes wrestlers will throw little jokes at each other, or hey, call each other a name to throw them off, or just do little fun stuff. During that match, were there any little anecdotes that happened that you could share with us?
With that match, I'll be honest, I can't remember exactly, but I know with a lot of our matches, we just sit there and talk so much. Like, she'll do something where she'll take the apron, choke me with it, and I'm like, this is awesome! And then she'll do it again. Yeah. And then she'll take my head out. The fans are loving this. Do it again. We just have so many. There was no like specific thing, but we just wing it and we just have conversation. Like once she'll do something to me where the fans go nuts, like the superplex or something. I'll roll over and be like, they loved it. And then, oh yeah, it was all just like conversation. Although like Hakuna Matata, oh man, I used to mess with her so much. Her especially. I used to mess with her in the ring nonstop.
It's funny you bring her up because I'm gonna actually do another behind the curtain snippet, if you will, a little info. One, and I will never call her Kuma Matata. That's
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, no, I won't do that. One, Ms. Nakomatala actually reached out to me, and she goes, "You're having Amanda Fox on?" And I said, "I am." and I told her it was going to be at 5 p.m. And it's going to come out approximately 7 p.m. or so, maybe a little bit later once I get a little supplement into the skinny vessel. Uh, but she reached out and she goes, we talk every so often. It reminds me of the friendships that you make within the business. Some of them go away, but a lot of them, they just don't go away. And I almost wanted to reach out to one Nicole Matala to see if we could do a little surprise action. I was almost going to do a day in your life of Amanda Fox on this one, to be honest with you. But I didn't want to go too far with it. And I wasn't going to bring on like your first grade teacher or none of that wacky shit. But
I don't remember who it was. If you can find her, let me know.
But yeah, I did want to mention because you did. That's hilarious. But I did want to mention that because those friendships that last a little bit longer than others, I find that very heartwarming. You guys had a lot of fun.
Mama Fox just texted me. So how did it go? Oh, you should have been on the show, Mama Fox. Sorry, keep going. Hakuna Matata.
No, but you said yourself and Miss Nicole Matala had some. Oh my God! Don't do that quickly. It does sound. Oh, I can't. No. Oh my God, she's gonna kill me. You guys had some fun in the ring, did you?
Oh yes, I would nonstop say so much in the ring. I can't remember exactly, but I would just say so much random stuff to her to get her to laugh because when I started wrestling her, she was new, and it was one of those she needed that person to help her through. And there would be times at Showcase Pro Wrestling, they have 2 rings, and me and her would go in one ring, and the boys would stay in the other. And me and her would just work some stuff out.
Oh wow!
Get her to that point. I was like, it was always me and her working together. She felt comfortable with me, and it was to a point like down in the locker room that we made up a makeshift wedding, and now she's my wife. So every time I introduce her, I'm like, that's my wife.
Well, I wish I would have known that on the preface of this. I would have invited your wife on. Oh my God!
Oh, she's gonna kill me for saying that. I'm not your wife.
That's amazing. She's a current champion right now. She's a current NWWE champion right now.
Oh, I'm so proud of her and how far she's come. To see her where I saw her when we first started working together. Like, I knew her from RWA. She was wrestling not wrestling, managing some no-name guy. Can't remember. But, he didn't go there. But she was managing him. I met her. And then a couple years later, she told me, like, I've always watched you. I love, like, I wanted to learn from you. And then it just kicked off. And ever since then, like, her daughter will call me up randomly just to say I love you. Oh, all of a sudden, she was calling me. I'm like, why is she calling me? Is everything okay? Because she knows I'll jump her. That's like my girl. But all of a sudden, I pick up the phone and I hear, hi, I love you. I'm like, oh, Sky. Hi, baby. How you doing? Where's Mom? Oh, right here. Oh, okay.
We love those, and I know we pull the curtain sometimes a little bit further back than others, and I can't thank you for being so open and candor behind the scenes, if you will, into your career. You've shared so many amazing things with us, stories, so much laughter. We had so much fun tonight.
Oh, man, my tummy hurts from my cheeks are hurt.
I know. I know that weird feeling right there that you get.
I know, it's like not to start massage.
I could talk to you for another probably 2-3 hours, but if there's
I understand, you need some grub.
Yeah, but if there's anything that whoever's watching this, they don't want to hear me chatter for another 2 or 3 hours. That's for damn sure. So before we do let you go on this fine conversation we had, is there anything that we haven't spoken about? Because I know we have talked many a topic. I tried to cover as much as I possibly, my little feeble mind could produce. There's a little hamster. It's running in a circle right now in the thing.
You know what
So
grinds my gears?
we've talked many a topic. Is there anything that I haven't touched upon that you'd like to bring to the table? Talk to somebody or send a message out to your peers or fans or something you'd like to say. This is your platform. This is your show. Is there anything that you would like to talk about right now?
Oh, so my name's Don Kincaid for a minute.
Well, this is, let's see, this, no. This
You
is,
said it's my show now. All of a sudden, all right, now it's going to be the Fox File.
no, that has a ring, but it's stirring the pot with my Fox.
To be honest, I want to thank especially you for always being so passionate about what you do. That's what my mom always talked about. Have the passion. It shows. Even though you're a fan looking in, it's amazing what you do. How you reach out to everyone, how you get questions so the fans are like, wow, I did not know that. But I miss the fans. I love all of you. I miss dearly all of you guys coming out there and clapping. I feel like running out of this room right now and just slapping my dog just to get that feeling again. But as for all girls, guys, I almost said all just girls, but I've wrestled so many guys. It's been damn good 13 years. I know it's been 2 years since I've been retired, but those 13 years, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we all know they're sometimes very ugly, but it's still memory that I'm always going to take with me, and I'm always very happy to say I did it. And like I said on my last match, wrestling's over. It took a couple years. I found my passion, so it's on to the next chapter. And the mic
we wish you the best of luck transitioning into a new life, gaining a new career, maybe venturing across country, becoming Little House on the Prairie. We wish you all the luck and all the love we send with you as you make these ventures, Amanda.
Thank you so much, dude. Just keep stalking. I'll post those videos to, keep you updated. Be that stalker that you are.
Yeah, if there's something that I do not stop doing is stalking. Just putting that out there.
Well, my page is public. We're friends. Stalk away. You just won't see any wrestling. You'll just see more of the EMT certification process and the fire. I almost said the fire fuck. the fire academy. Because that's what we say at home. You're gonna ride in a fire fuck.
Man, I really want to make that the title of this show. You're gonna ride in a fire fuck, but I don't think that would come.
Oh my god, if you could, that would be awesome. But I know you can't because if you totally can.
Oh well, then that's all I need is permission.
Could or not? If it would be taken down or something.
We'll put a couple asterisks in there instead of the.
People will get it.
I
would be a fucker.
What a beautiful title right at the very end we got from one Amanda Fox. Yes. You're gonna ride a firefucker. Yes, I love that. Because we like to separate each episode from one to another, take a little bit of the personality and give it the title. And I think that's absolutely perfect.
I think you've seen my full personality tonight. Outside the ring. Oh wait, no, behind the curtain, let's say.
Amanda Fox, we've taken just about an hour and a half and sat down and had such a great conversation. You're very open. You're very just joyful, positive, beautiful. You gave us some great stories. We learned so much about you. We learned that you were a Mustang and a Fox at the same time. It's kind of weird. And we also learned that we also number one.
Yeah, you won. Yes.
I thank you for first off reaching out and spending the time and talking. And I know it got a little bit emotional, and I kind of knew it would when we started talking about that. But thank you so much.
More laughs than anything, dude. More laughs than.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I can't thank you enough for spending the time with us and sharing a bit of your life that we would have never heard of. Because I don't see nobody giving the Amanda Fox story out there. Where is that? I would like some of that. There's 13 years worth of wrestling to be told. Uh, so with
You
that
may
being
have
said,
started it.
huh?
You may have started it.
That would be beautiful. And we may continue. I'm going to throw a little something at you. Uh, and I know it'll be a little bit different, but maybe we can just sit down and talk a little bit. Maybe pick a couple chunks out of Amanda's career and maybe focus on some of the stuff, the accomplishments, or, where you learned this or where you felt that, and some things throughout your career. Maybe we can do that with you.
A Foxumentary.
Oh my God, I can't. It's a documentary. Yes, yes.
We'll
Oh,
keep in touch about that Foxumentary.
yes. I look forward to the vlogs, if you will, in your path to your future.
24th will be my first one.
Excellent. I can't wait, and I will definitely be stalking your page with both eyes open. I can't. I cannot wait. This has been Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid. I mean, what a special guest we had tonight, boys and girls. Amanda Fox, she retires, not in the clear blue sky. She reaches out to myself, and I am so heartfelt with that. So this is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and our very special guest, Amanda Fox. Thank you so much.
Of course.